What's up, movie and food lovers? It's Jay Spice from some food here, and today, I should have just said movie lovers because that's really all that we're gonna be talking about. Take a sip from my drink here. I should probably move my chair a little bit, but today I figured I would get on here again, do another stream, and I have been watching stuff. It's just that I haven't been reviewing because I'm trying to just do it on Letterboxd because I don't know. Movie reviews now to me seem kind of boring unless it's like more unique. I don't want to just be like, here's what I liked and didn't like, you know. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really want to do more traditional reviews unless it's for stuff I've never seen. And on Letterboxd, I can just like catalog it, or that's the right word. Just put it right down on the calendar and be like, yeah, I watched it. Here's my quick thoughts. Just throw it out there. But so I'm gonna be reading that. But first, I want to show you guys what I picked up recently. I got we'll go with the Funko Pops first. I got all the Def Leppard pop figures because Def Leppard's one of my favorite bands, and I kind of wanted something for a background for my glam metal podcast. So we'll just show them all here. You got Rick Allen. He's the drummer, and he only has one arm. He's the drummer, which is pretty cool. And then I don't know like which ones are the guitar, like who plays bass or who's the lead guitarist is really, to be honest. So got Rick Savage here. Should probably go up closer, shouldn't I? And then the lead singer, Joe Elliott. And finally, I'm not showing these in order. Just had them out. And then Vivian Campbell. And then this one I actually ordered in like February, I think, but just got here last month, I believe. Prison Mike from The Office. And I know there's a bunch of different Michaels, but like that's the only one I want to have. I got Huntress from Birds of Prey because Mary Elizabeth Winstead is my second biggest celebrity crush, and plus she's just like a really great actress. You know, a lot of my favorite movies, like not a lot, just Final Destination 3 and Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. And then this one I just got yesterday, or no, 2 days ago now, and it came with a shirt too, and I was wearing the shirt yesterday, but you guys can't see that. It's a Venomized Groot, and that there's a shirt that comes with it where they show the Venomized Groot too. And then this last one is really cool because I took a Greek and Roman mythology class last year, and I wanted some sort of like tribute to that, so I got Zeus from the Disney Hercules. Pretty cool. And I guess I'll just show these in most recent order. These are all the Blu-rays and DVDs I got. I got the Birds of Prey Steelbook. It's the back. And then I gotta take the discs out because there's inside artwork too. Here's the discs if you want to see them. It's like and it's not teal, like sea foam green and pink. And I'll just hold the disc with this hand. There's the artwork. Pretty cool. Because I'm probably getting a PS5 when it comes out, along with a 4K TV, so that I can start playing. Or I'm probably gonna get a PS5, so I started collecting 4K movies. So this is actually 4K, but you can't tell because it's a steelbook. There's a side too. And then I also got this at the same time as that. It is the Cornetto trilogy: Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and The World's End. And then this is one of the last ones they had at Best Buy. And this is cool. The 4K discs. It still has that new Blu-ray smell. The 4K discs actually have the poster artwork, but the regular Blu-rays don't. So there you go. And I finally watched The World's End, but we'll get to that later because it was just like I never had access to it. Like never saw it sold anywhere, or it was like sold with. These were all three sold together on Blu-ray, but I just assumed there was like no special features because when I buy Blu-rays and stuff, I want special features. Um, yeah, let me watch it, and we'll get to that later. Yeah, Edgar Wright's my favorite director, as you guys know, and World's End, I'd say, is my least favorite of his movies. As of right now, at least, like, and this sounds like really like I'm simping for Edgar Wright, but I think every single one of his movies is a 10 out of 10. I'm just saying, man. And I do have individual copies of Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz on DVD, but DVD to 4K upgrade, that's pretty good. Like Blu-ray to 4K, all right, cool, but DVD to 4K. So that's why I did it. And so I can get World's End and have all of them on beautiful 4K. And this is the last 4K one that I got. This is actually the first 4K I bought. It's Knives Out. I already reviewed this on my channel, but yeah, this is a great movie, and I think it. I know I said Endgame was my favorite movie of 2019, but I think actually this movie is Knives Out. I think it's my favorite movie of the year. I was saying Endgame because it's like I'm such a big Marvel fan. I'm such a big MCU fan, but I think I like this movie a bit more. Knives Out, and then I put Peanut Butter Falcon, and then I put Endgame. And then I didn't buy this. Like my dad just had two copies, so he gave me the extra copy. And this is funny because it's got like the blockbuster. Well, you'll see it. It's a blockbuster Blu-ray copy of Juno. This is a great teen coming of age movie. Me and Weiss one day are gonna do a review series on our channel on Spice and Weiss, where we review a bunch of coming of age movies, and this is obviously gonna be on there. And plus, it's set in Minnesota, so I don't know. I don't know what that was, but yeah, it's my homeland. And then I know this is on Netflix, and I watched it for. It took me like 4 months to watch this show, or no, more like 3 months because I started on the last day of January. But I love this show, even though the last couple seasons are really not that great at all. They're not very good. But and it's on Netflix, but I wanted to have the box set for whenever they take it off. And they have some bonus features on here too. And I've seen most of them on YouTube, but like I haven't seen. I haven't obviously listened to the commentaries on some of the episodes, but it's That 70 Show complete box set. And then the only thing I don't like about it is it comes in like these thin little discs like that, and they're not individual, but whatever. I won't complain too much. And then I got this was one of my favorite movies of 2017, Logan Lucky. Although I'm gonna have to give it a rewatch sometime because this is kind of a funny story. When I watched the movie and I saw the movie in theaters when it came out, and there's a scene where Daniel Craig like throws up, and I don't really like watching puke on movies because I don't know why, but I can like watch a lot of gore, but I don't like watching people puke. I guess because I can like relate to that more. But after that, I was just kind of like, oh, like my stomach kind of hurt for the rest of the movie. So I wasn't like fully focused on everything. So I'm gonna have to rewatch that. I'm really watching a lot of heist movies, guys. Like I love heist movies. It's one of my favorite genres, and I'm trying to make my own, as you guys know. So I should fucking get off my ass and just finally make it. And I gotta start writing more scripts. And then you got another coming of age movie, and I had a $5 off coupon, and this movie cost exactly $5. So I got it for free. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I don't think it's as good as The Breakfast Club, but it's still really good. I think it's better than Pretty in Pink and 16 Candles, though. I never finished 16 Candles because I think they took it off Netflix. I watched like half of it, and then I think it got taken off Netflix right after that. And I haven't seen Weird Science, but yeah, John Hughes is he's a he's a real great writer. And then this last one is kind of random, and it's got Joss Whedon in it, and apparently he's kind of douchey, just like current events. But it's Comic Con episode 4, A Fan's Hope. It's I got this at the dollar store. It's some documentary about these guys going to Comic Con, I guess. Probably watch that sometime. It seemed interesting, you know. I haven't been coughing as much anymore. It's like after COVID hit, every time I'm out in public and I need to cough, I just don't. And the shirt looks white on camera actually, but it's actually like a super light pink. And I have these Patrick swim trunks from SpongeBob, like his shorts with the green and then the purple flowers. I got that, and I got the shirt to match it. So the next deck talk we do, I'm gonna be wearing the Patrick fit, and then let you guys get. I'm gonna let you guys know what I watched because it wasn't a lot, but it was decent. I'm doing better this month. And I already read my reviews for the first three, so we're gonna start with the In-Betweeners movie. And I'm just gonna read it straight up. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars, which you guys know how I give out of 10. So literally all I do is what my score would be out of 10 and then divide it by 2. So 4 out of 5, 8 out of 10. As a big fan of the In-Betweeners TV show, of course I had to watch this, and I have to say it was just as good as the show. All the characters were just as hilarious, and they went through some development. The plot felt like a natural progression of the series, and it still does what I think the show excels at, and that is escalating things to make them worse for the characters and funnier for the audience. I liked all the new female characters and their relationships with the main guys. My only problem is there's a bit too many poop and puke jokes, which is kind of one of the things you expect with the show, but like there's a bit of a reliance on it. Otherwise, it's a great time and a fitting conclusion to the series, even though they made a sequel, which I still need to watch because I'm a completionist. And then on 420, I want to watch a stoner movie, and I didn't even give it a review. I forgot to rate it. Cause like I watched the first half hour, I was like, oh, this is a pretty funny movie. And then I just kind of like stopped paying attention and had it on as background noise. But I watched Cheech and Chong's Up in Smoke. That's a pretty iconic movie, even if it's not great. Like I thought the first half hour was pretty funny, but then I stopped really paying attention. So I'll probably rewatch that again some other time. But it's like it's an important movie because it was the first stoner comedy, I'm pretty sure. And it's like nobody really cares about weed anymore. So that's probably why there's not as many stoner comedies now, because it's not like edgy. And then, should I say what day I watched these? I watched the In-Betweeners movie on March 25th, and Up in Smoke I watched on 420. May 11th, I watched Zombieland Double Tap, the Zombieland sequel, and I gave it 3.5 out of 10, or 3.5 out of 5. So I'm gonna just read this straight up. Okay, so the original Zombieland is one of my favorite movies of all time. So this movie has a lot to live up to, but did it? For the most part, yes. The cast is still great, and I like the new additions of Nevada, and Madison. The action is still fun, especially the climax. The soundtrack is not as good, but still fits with the tone. The evolution of the zombies was a nice way to bring something new to the table, and I thought that the world building, and finished the sentence there for some reason because I guess I was typing too fast. I thought the world building was pretty good. And the last great thing was the post credit scene. I sadly had it spoiled, but it was still amazing. Yeah, that's a great post credit scene. As for the negatives, the new character Berkeley was very one note and not as funny as the other new characters. Also, I forgot to mention like Flagstaff and Albuquerque, which is like Tallahassee and Columbus's doppelgangers. The love triangle felt forced, and it required Wichita to act out a character. yet. Although I do understand your choices given that they are in the apocalypse. I had a couple minor nitpicks, like the car is still working after 10 years. Sure, or oh yeah, like the car's still working at 10 years. Sure, I'll suspend my disbelief, but there is no way that Code Red still tastes good and isn't expired. There's the scene where they drink Code Red, and it's like at first I was like, oh cool, nice callback to the original movie because Columbus was always drinking Mountain Dew Code Red, and then I'm like, wait, it's been 10 years since the first movie. That's got to be expired. Or there's no way that tastes good. I thought there was a little too many callbacks, but they didn't do as many references as other comedy sequels. And if somebody watched this movie before the first one, they probably wouldn't catch them anyway. That's one of my problems with comedy sequels. I think they're the worst type of sequels, besides horror, I guess. Horror movies are fun though, like horror sequels. But comedy sequels, they're kind of just like, hey, remember this joke? Let's do it again, but not as good since it's the second time. And but my biggest problem was that the pacing was way slower than the first, and there's about 25 minutes of setup for the plot when the original took probably 10 minutes. I don't know. I haven't watched it in a bit. Still haven't watched it in a while. But like with my favorite movies, I don't like watching them a lot because I don't want to ruin the magic. I really got to sneeze, man. Bless me. But yeah, the original movie, it's just like boom, here, or it's like here's the introduce the characters, and then boom, right away, and then there's this big long setup, and it just slows everything way down. And Double Tap, so overall, it isn't as good as the original, but Zombieland Double Tap is worth a watch. And then here's another heist movie on May 31st. I watched Hell or High Water. This movie was great. The atmosphere was fantastic. I could practically smell all the beer on screen. The cinematography really helped portray the setting in Texas well. All the small towns and rattlesnakes and cowboy hats, stuff like that. The characters are very well developed, and even though some are a little unlikable, they have enough depth that you understand why they are that way. The entire screenplay and the dialogue is all very captivating, and there's a couple funny moments to break up the seriousness. I don't have many thoughts besides that, but I thought the ending was very unique and well written. This movie's pretty unique. It's a modern day Western and a heist movie. I loved heist movies already, but this movie made me appreciate Westerns more than I did before because I don't really watch that many Westerns. Uh, I still don't. So probably one day I'll watch like the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, Fistful of Dollars, Dollar More. I don't remember what the other one's called. The Man with No Name trilogy. That's what it's called, right? The Clint Eastwood Western movies. I'll probably watch like big ones like that, and then I watch Reservoir Dogs on June 2nd because I wanted to do a Tarantino marathon, but I haven't watched all of his movies yet. I've only watched Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction. So here's the review. I love heist movies and movies that take place in one location, so this film is right up my alley. I was surprised to see that it feels darker and more intense than Pulp Fiction. This could be because I was watching it with my mom home and she hates violent movies. Haha. Of course, the dialogue is fantastic, very witty, and feels pretty real. There's some good foreshadowing in the film. I love the contrast of the opening in the restaurant to the scene immediately after the credits. That was awesome. I really liked how none of the characters were completely unlikable or heroic. Even though the movie is very dialogue driven, the filmmaking itself has some very creative choices. I won't spoil the scene, but if you haven't seen the movie before, but those who have probably know what I'm talking about. Like I said before, the film is very violent, but with a purpose and not just for shock value. And the most iconic scene from the film, the stuck in the middle with you scene, surprised me with some of the cinematography. It was disturbing as hell, but focused more on the characters and not the blood. Story structure is great for the movie, and just like Pulp Fiction, the movie wouldn't be nearly as interesting if it was told in order. Even the use of the soundtrack was clever, with the radio station actually playing all the licensed tracks throughout. Oh, why so itchy? Should probably shave, shouldn't I? Having the characters listen to the soundtrack made me feel more connected to them, and all the acting was really good, and the characters themselves were all unique. On June 8th, I watched Do the Right Thing, which I'm still trying to get the Criterion on Blu-ray for that. And I already did a review on this, but I'll just read my thoughts right here real quick. and I didn't really write that much here because I was doing the video, but very relevant to today and a very impactful film. It starts pretty funny and ends deadly serious. The characters are all memorable and entertaining. Great cinematography and atmosphere, fantastic ending. I always say great and fantastic all the time. I don't know why. And then June 20th, I was hanging out with my friends, so I watched a bunch of movies. So we watched The Babysitter. I gave that a 4. Oh, I forgot to read my ratings for. All right, so Hell or High Water, I gave a 5. I gave a 5 for Hell or High Water. Reservoir Dogs didn't do the right thing. I gave them all 5 out of 5. So The Babysitter, I gave a 4 out of 5. Don't have a lot of thoughts on this film. I just thought it was a funny, entertaining movie that was bloodier than I thought it would be, and it feels like a mix of an '80s Spielberg movie and an '80s slasher, which is a really cool mix. And I already forgot most of that movie, to be honest. And then Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. When I watched this, it was around 1 in the morning, so I wasn't in the mood to watch something new, and my friend hadn't seen it, so we put it on. Scott Pilgrim is one of my favorite movies of all time, so I want to go more in depth on it in a YouTube video. That's probably going to be, or that's either going to be on this channel or Spice Homies. I don't know for sure. Here's some thoughts. All the characters are very entertaining and unique. The visuals and overall style is fantastic and mesmerizing. Soundtrack is good and fits the tone, even though I didn't really notice it as a kid because I only focused on the fight scenes. I like that Scott was pretty unlikable for most of the film, but has a redemption arc, and lastly, it's hilarious. And yeah, we'll do a video one day on Scott Pilgrim, so that's why I didn't say anything. And uh, here's a nice coming of age movie I watched. 4 out of 5 stars. Can't hardly wait. Same situation as Scott Pilgrim. It was late at night. Me and my friend were tired, so I put another movie I've seen before on. And I love teen coming of age movies, and this one almost feels like a parody of the genre. I don't know if it ever make my top 10, but it's a really stupid yet funny movie that is uber 90s. Yeah, it's like a bunch of. It's like I think the people who made Can't Hardly Wait were big John Hughes fans, and they always thought the best part of like teen movies in the 80s was when they go to the party. So then they were like, what if we set the whole movie at the party? And that's the entire thing. And it's just a fun movie, man. And then there's Knives Out. I already reviewed this on my YouTube channel when it came out, but I just bought it on 4K and watched it again with my friends. Uh, that's what I've been doing a lot. Been showing a bunch of movies to my friends that either they haven't seen or just watch them with the boys. Not many thoughts. Fantastic acting, great writing, lots of good callbacks. That's it. And I watched Clerks, but I didn't give that a rating. 5 out of 5. 5 out of 5 for Knives Out, and yeah. And I watched Jackass 1 and 3, but I didn't give them ratings because I don't. I forgot to do it, but I don't really know how you review Jackass anyway. I do love Jackass though, so I might make a video on it one day. But it'll probably be like top 10 favorite stunts. It'd be something like that because you can't really review it because there's not a story or anything. It's literally just a series of stunts and stuff put together, edited together. Yeah, and then 4.5 out of 5. Finally watched a new movie. It's Palm Springs on Hulu because I just now got Hulu, so there's a bunch of stuff I gotta watch. And wow, it feels cool reviewing a new release for once, and what a great one too. This is a really fun, funny movie. There wasn't any huge laughs, but it was more than nose exhales, like that. The characters were well developed and likable, and I like that the conflict came from their different beliefs and not misunderstandings, like most rom coms. The overall atmosphere was real relaxing. My only problem is that there's a little too much exposition through dialogue, but I really enjoyed it overall. The concept of time loop movies is basically a genre at this point, but this one felt different. I've only seen 2 new movies this year as of now. Other one is Birds of Prey, which I got on there, but Palm Springs is my favorite of the two, and I'm gonna catch up on that. I'm gonna watch like the Old Guard and the Five Bloods on Netflix and Extraction. There's a couple of Netflix originals I gotta watch. And here's what you've been waiting for. I watched it yesterday. The World's End, which is the third movie in Edgar Wright's Cornetto trilogy. Edgar Wright is my favorite director of all time, and I hadn't gotten around to seeing this film, so now that I own the Cornetto trilogy on 4K, I gave it a watch. I feel like an Edgar Wright shill, but this is another almost perfect movie from him. Of course, as he's known for, the dialogue, scene transition, soundtrack, callbacks, and action are all great. The characters are all very interesting and well developed. And I think this movie has Simon Pegg's best performance as Gary King. He made a pretty character still fun to watch on screen. This film was far more serious than I thought it would be, but it genuinely worked fantastically. The themes were portrayed very well. I did just see this for the first time, which might taint my judgment, but I don't see any big problems with this. Yeah, I I don't. So I'm gonna try to convince somebody to watch because I got nothing to do right now. Literally just going through Snap right now, just because no one's here. Candace said. Let's go on the. Wait, can you guys still hear me? I should probably go up closer. I'm gonna go on Reddit and go to the movies subreddit because that's what I usually do when I got nothing to talk about and I got no viewers right now. But I'm gonna still keep going for some reason. Yeah, Tenet was delayed indefinitely. Christopher Nolan's new movie coming out. Makes sense. People are saying Bad Boys for Life and Sonic are gonna win all the Oscars. And Onward. I need to watch that too, actually. I got a lot to catch up on, don't I? I'm just plugging in my laptop now. All right, we good now. I need to watch Sonic too. Artemis Fowl. Guys, should I watch that? Should I watch Artemis Fowl to see how bad it is? Cause like I just gotta watch the streaming stuff. Cause otherwise I have nothing else to do. Cause I can't go to the theater. There is one movie theater that's open near me, but I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna check what they're playing right now. Obviously I'm not gonna say where it is, but let's just check it out. Hi viewer. And their website says that there's no show times available. Well, that sucks. Yeah, New Mutants is never coming out. I think it will. Oh, the Train to Busan sequel, Peninsula. I want to watch that, man. Had an opening weekend of 21 million internationally. That's real cool. There's the Scott Pilgrim 10-year anniversary script table read. That's cool. All the Harry Potter movies are leaving HBO Max in August. It's just kind of weird, man. Let's see here. And the iconic boat from Jaws is going to get rebuilt for shark conservation efforts. That's cool, man. 30 years ago, Akira predicted the chaos of 2020. I gotta watch Akira too. Conjuring 3 just got delayed to June 2021. Yeah, here's just a bunch of news, I guess. We've been going for a half hour, and I would say this is a decent video, and I'm gonna just call it a day right now. And because I've never seen it, I'm gonna go watch the first episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia right now. So, for now, this is Jay Spice Films and Food, and I'm saying bye. Bye.